We have a couple of very high-profile former running backs from the NFL who have found themselves in legal trouble. What is it with former running backs getting into high-profile problems, okay? That seems to be the position that really has a bunch of trouble post-retiring. Does anybody remember OJ? Anyways, but Marshawn Lynch was the first one. I think over the past weekend or something like that. Something like that ended up happening. He ended up catching a DUI case, and that's just all too common. But some of the details are coming out on this one, and boy, is it a little odd. Marshawn Lynch's car was missing a tire before DUI arrest. I wonder when he was pulled over by the police officers, and he was like, "Sir, you're missing a tire, and how much have you had to drink tonight?" And I wonder if he looked over them, just like the famous press conference. You know why I'm only here so I don't get fined. God, that was the funniest press conference. It's Super Bowl 40... Oh, 39? 40. Oh, no, wait. The wrong one. 49. Right. You know why I'm here. Anyways, the vehicle Marshawn Lynch was driving before he was arrested for driving under the influence Tuesday in Las Vegas. Looks like he was in a nice area, unless that's the tow lot. That would make a little bit more sense. Was missing a tire with another one flat on the driver's side. How on fucking earth? Like, he's missing the tire on the front driver's side, okay? And yeah, you can tell that the other one, that's either is super low profile or that motherfucker's gone as well. TMZ photos show the rim on the front left wheel of Lynch's 2020 Shelby GT500 appeared to be sitting on the pavement. Listen, you made how many millions of dollars? Like, that's a nice secretary car, or, you know, a midlife crisis mobile for somebody who makes like $50,000-$60,000 a year, but you can do better than just the Shelby GT500, Marshawn, like, for fuck's sakes, unless that's like a personal interest car, but I don't know, man, whatever. But damn. That rim's done, okay, and probably your rotor's fucked as well. Just saying. Looks like there's something seriously wrong with that rim, other than the fact that it's been driven on, but still. Does anybody else notice that, or is that just maybe the angle of the camera? Lord howdy. Las Vegas police said Lynch was driving into curbs prior to the arrest. On the wrong side of the road as well? Okay, because honestly, like, everybody... Most of the people who watch this are in North America, so you know that your driver's side is on the left-hand side of the vehicle, okay, and the lane would be typically your right-hand side, okay, when you're just driving down a two-lane road. So he was on the other side of the road banging into the curb, because that would be the only way that this would make sense, this theory, okay? The 36-year-old, Jesus, he's been around forever, and he's only 36. Boy, he's lived a ton of life. He's retired, and then he came back to play for the Raiders, and kind of unsuccessfully, and then finished up his career once again with the Seahawks, and he's still only 36, and now he's got a DUI case. Again, I made this statement a long time ago in a Legends Only Mike Tyson's little would-be boxing promotion, but there are so many former athletes, okay, whose entire life has just been their sport, and they have no outlet once the game's over for them. And again, Marshawn Lynch, 36, and okay, he took a lot of fucking blows to the head, and obviously he doesn't have the greatest capacity for decision-making, case in point, but he's gonna have to do a lot of fucking things, okay? So if there's avenues and there's places for people to still be involved in the sport once the sport, at least the athletic endeavor of it, is done with them, that would be better for it, okay? That tangent aside, let's just get back to the facts of this case. He's facing charges for failing / refusing to surrender proof of security, unregistered vehicle, and failure to drive in a travel lane. Oh, so driving on the wrong side of the road? Okay, so that makes sense. Unregistered vehicle, yeah, wasn't even his, and wouldn't provide any identification. Lord have mercy, what a great mugshot. The Las Vegas Metro Police Department conducted a vehicle stop at Fairfield Avenue and West Utah Avenue near Wyoming and Las Vegas Boulevard on driving the side streets, obviously, on a driver later identified as Marshawn Lynch for suspected driver impairment. Come on, look at that face. Do you think he's fucked up? Nah, I doubt it. Las Vegas Police Department said in a statement, through the course of the investigation, officers determined that Lynch was impaired and conducted an arrest. What? No. Lynch was transported to the Las Vegas City Jail and booked for driving under the influence. Lynch is due in court sometime in December. That fucking far out? Seriously. Wow. His arrest came barely 24 hours after the Seahawks announced that Lynch will serve as a special correspondent for the team. See, if they would have done this sooner, okay, if he would have been involved with the team during the offseason, Who knows? He probably still would have ended up doing this fuck shit anyways. Where he will produce creative content in a variety of projects later. So what, he's going to be a content creator? Okay, we already know his linguistic capabilities and his adverse reactions to being on camera. I don't think he's going to be doing TikTok dances for the 2022-2023 season, but I could be completely wrong. 2008, Lynch had his driver's license revoked after pleading guilty to a hit-and-run charge in Buffalo. Yeah, his story is actually hilarious when you go back to when he was first drafted. He wanted to be drafted literally anywhere other than Buffalo, mostly because he didn't know where Buffalo was. I'm not being facetious. That was his claim at the time. And then when he figured out that it was upstate New York, he's like, that shit gets cold. He was a hell of a player for the Bills. Then he got traded, and then he got traded mid-season to the Seahawks in, well, they'll probably get to it. They don't, but it was early 2010s or late 2000s. Then that's when everybody really got a taste of what he was all about, when he had that huge, what was that, his 60-yard run against the Saints. That was the year the Seahawks made the playoffs with a 7-9 record. And then, yeah, big upset against the Saints. And then, yeah, I ended up winning a championship with the Seahawks in the 13-14 season. Great player, eclectic dude, and now a criminal. And another high profile, if he's not already in the Hall of Fame, he's probably going to be. But this could probably throw a wrench in those plans, if we're being completely honest. Frank Gore, a guy who, here's the thing, if you aren't familiar with the NFL, mostly everybody thinks, okay, there's the common idea that running backs, basically they're done at the age 30. Okay, you do all your productivity, and then once you hit that wall, and it is a solid fucking wall, very few guys manage to maneuver around it. Even guys like LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, okay, great guys for their time, but they hit that 30, and then everything just fucking dissipated outside of that. One guy who managed to maneuver around that and just have a career which I think could probably still be continuing right now if you really wanted to, but he started to get into the celebrity boxing side of things. Weird, but Frank Gore, okay, he played a long time with the San Francisco 49ers. Everybody thought his career was over when they cut him or didn't renew his contract, something like that, but then he got hooked up with the Indianapolis Colts, and then for a couple of years, and they ended up bouncing around the league for the rest of the time, but he was still always productive all the way up until he retired in 2020, I think. But now, yeah, I guess he's taking his boxing career really seriously, and also training outside the ring and outside of the gym, because he allegedly dragged a naked woman by the hair in an Atlantic City hotel. Normally, I don't like to get into these types of allegation games, but this is in an Atlantic City casino. Chances are there's going to be video evidence of this, and if these allegations end up coming true, that's not a good look, because, again, like I've said this multiple times, my personal favorite NFL football team is the Baltimore Ravens, okay? I've got the signed championship helmet from the last time that they won in 2013, right? And their strange game with the blackout just after halftime, crushing Colin Kaepernick's dreams. You're welcome. But this is all too familiar, and later in the article they're going to bring it up again, okay? Like one of the centerpieces of the offense was a running back, a man you might have heard of, okay, who was really popular, who was very skilled, both running and catching the ball as well, was Ray Rice. And what did he do in an Atlantic City elevator, to be specifically? Oh, well, he was out there dispensing some justice and enforcing boundaries, one fist at a time. But anyways, disturbing details have emerged following NFL great Frank Gore's domestic violence charge. Gore was charged with a simple assault following a July 31st incident in Atlantic City at the Tropicana Casino's Havana Tower. Court documents obtained by TMZ, wow, they're doing a lot of this legwork, Jesus, revealed that police say that Gore grabbed a woman by her while she was naked and dragged her across the hallway of her hotel room. Yeah, there would be video evidence of that. So if that's what the police report is alleging, chances are, yeah, this is not going to be good. Gore violently dragged her nude person along the floor. It just sounds bad, but yeah, if you make it a little bit more flowery, it doesn't sound so horrific as he dragged a nude woman across the floor. Yikes, of the 59th hallway. After forcibly grabbing her hair, police said, the court documents, the alleged victim, 28, well, good for him, a little old though, spoke to hotel security about the incident. Police arrived at the scene shortly after 8 a.m. on July 31st and did not immediately make an arrest as the woman did not exhibit signs of injury. Okay, but she went to the security and called the police. That's again, whenever we talk about these sheer allegations, okay, it's always important, and it's something that I bring up. Well, where's the police officers? Okay, who called the cops? Okay, why did nobody call the cops? This instance is a little bit different because that's what it looks like she actually did. So, interesting. Police, Gore, 39, is set to have a hearing in October. The former running back of the 49ers, Colts, Dolphins, Bills, Jets is the third all-time rusher in NFL history. His 16,000 yards on the ground trails only Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith. He was never, I don't think he ever won a rushing title or anything like that. He was just always a consistent performer all the way until the end. And even still, now he's traded running the ball for running hose down hallways. Anyways, Gore played his final NFL season for the Jets in 2020. Sorry to hear about that. He signed a one-year deal with the 49ers in April of this year before officially retiring. Gore said at the time he was hoping to eventually land a role in the 49ers front office. Yeah, exactly. You need to give these guys something to do after they retire because, you know, idle hands are the devil's playground. I love looking at talent. Maybe that's what he was doing in that hotel. Gore said, I love evaluating talent and I love ball. And he does it one handful of hair at a time. And then they know that I know football players. What is supposed to take to be a football player? The NFL has dealt with a spat of domestic violence incidents throughout the years. Well, to be fair, he's not employed by the NFL right now, so perhaps the most infamous was Ray Rice punching his fiancée, Janae Palmer, in that incident. Like, these accusations occurred in Atlantic City. Yeah, Rice's attack was caught on elevator cameras at the Revel Hotel and Casino. Rice never played for the NFL again. That was so fucking tragic as well, because again, yeah, it was caught on camera, but Janae Palmer didn't press any charges. That was just the NFL and Roger Goodell white knighting for somebody who was like, yeah, I kind of deserved that punch. Her words, not mine. Because again, I don't know the arguments that they got into. Maybe I'd dig Ray Rice's side. I don't think I have his... No, I have Ed Reed and Ray Lewis jerseys. I don't have Ray Rice jersey. Might get Ray Rice myths. 2018, the Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt, was caught on video pushing and kicking a woman, another running back, I didn't even know about this one, and kicking a woman in a Cleveland hotel. Hunt was ultimately suspended 8 games by the NFL and now plays for the Browns. Oh, I just seen, he also just recently requested a trade from the Browns. Interesting. Gore left football for celebrity boxing and defeated Yaya Olransola in a fight in May. No, that's good for him. Now he's going to be fighting in the courts, so I guess that's when his next call time is going to be. Same with Marshawn Lynch, I guess. Yeah, man. Strange stuff in the NFL. I couldn't be bothered to talk about what's actually going on the field, okay? Other than Deshaun Watson's very strange situation that's going on right now because they handed down a 6-game ban for him and then the NFL decided to appeal their decision. That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me, but I got to do a little bit more digging on that one because like I've said before, whenever I've talked about that, there's such a vast amount of information and what some people would call evidence that's out there. But again, he was just a guy who enjoyed a happy ending, okay? And then a bunch of bitches ended up getting mad post facto. As long as he wasn't diddling kids Epstein style, is there anything fucking wrong with what Deshaun Watson did? No, it was just a bunch of vindictive bitches who didn't up getting the fucking name and the ring at the end of the day that thought, I got played, but you got paid as well, so fuck off. But yeah, these two cases are a little bit more serious and involve criminal charges, so talk about them ad nauseum right now. We'll get a little bit more up to date on the Deshaun Watson stuff, but until then, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.